Hi guys, Kevin Beasley from Newst Realty and Relocation here in Surprise, Arizona. And welcome to my video called Rotten Movers and Price Puffers. Now, I got motivated. You see some of my other videos, guys, and you'll see me touch on some moving tips to watch for certain people. And, if you're browsing for your Groupons, if you're one of those people, you're getting ready to move and you're browsing through your Groupons and you see um, uh, something that looks real good, like 3 men for $159, including truck for 3 hours. Okay, well that's not going to happen, guys. And they had another one for locals that said something like, oh, $79 for 2 men in a truck. Okay, go back to the rule. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. All right, in Arizona, you guys are going to pay for a good local company. You're going to pay between $200 to $400 for 3 hours of work. Okay, and we charge $275, and we're a smaller company. We can't make it. We don't, and I'm not a millionaire either. I I do okay with my real estate and my moving business together, but I'm nothing to what some of these scandalous moving owners make. I'll go over that later, but yeah, I guess this guy, one that I reviewed that used this Groupon mover, he said $79 for 2 men in a truck. The first complaint, it was a $75 elevator fee. There was no stairs. But they charged him $75 to use a. So it's stuff they probably couldn't get in an elevator. I don't even want to go into what stair fees are. Sometimes it's $100, guys. For just one flight of stairs, and they'll get you. These guys are out there, so please don't fall for this crap. Insurance scams. Sometimes we're movers. We're not insurance people. To get real insurance for my I do custom long distance moves. So you call me, and here's how it works. I use my guys to load up a rental truck. I can either use yours and drive it, or I can rent the truck myself. A lot of times when people call me, they call me for their elderly ones out here, and they need their stuff. They fly their mother into a care facility close to them, and I take care of packing, moving, and loading it up there, and listing their property for sale. And insurance is like, for most moving companies, you're going to hear 60 cents a pound. You're going to hear me talk about that in some of my videos a lot. That's going to be common. ABF, I think, charges 20. They give you 20 cents a pound because they have to do something. But the American Moving and Storage Association recommends 60 cents a pound to self-insure. And if you go buy insurance from like movinginsurance.com, that's who I'm a member with, for local moves, and Baker International I use for my long distance moves. If you go from them, you're going to pay a good, maybe up to $150 for the policy. But your stuff's going, you're going to pay maybe depends on how far you go. The last one I sold, it was about $250, I believe, with a $500 deductible. And so pick out the plan that you want for your stuff. Otherwise, you're going to get standard valuation. And they'll try to they'll say, oh yeah, we're fully insured. But when you get there, you'll sign it and you'll read over the back end of the little fine print. And you got to pay like a $500 deductible. Or that's just they're endless, guys. They're totally ruthless and scandalous, and they get away with it, because I can't believe the negative reviews I saw on this one company in this Groupon deal, and yet they get hired. I had one of the guys that used to work with me worked with them for a while. It got so bad he had to quit. He goes, Kevin, I just couldn't morally do what they wanted me to do to these people. They said, just stick them for all you can. That's what they told me. And they will motivate the foreman to split the extra fees. The more extra fees that you get, he gets paid too. And on some of the companies. Now, I don't know about this Groupon guru, but they're big scammers, guys. And most of them, and I don't want to, sound prejudiced, most of the money is coming from the Middle East. And you can tell that some of the positive reviews you see are going to be from people the Middle East descent, and like Aziz and Ishmael. They're leaving positive reviews for these people, but then you're seeing, you'll see like 3 or 4 of them, and then you'll see 9 or 10 that are rotten. And I mean, they're giving it to these guys. Price fixing. I think that's on the next page. Let me go. Okay, let me follow my order here. In Arizona, guys, long distance moves can only bill you by weight and by flat rate. Okay, so we do a flat rate, and we don't line load. We do a 26-footer or 2 26-footers, whatever be the case, and we flat rate you what it's going to be. So the price you get guaranteed, is the price you're going to pay. You can either do it that way or you can put it on weight, and they like to do it by weight. And to keep this in mind, by the exception of that weight, ABF self-loaders can charge you by, square footage. They can do that, like ABF trucks. They can go ahead and charge you that way. But I want you guys to know this too. If you're loading up, you have the right to be at the scale. You have the right to see, and these guys have to be out of the truck. The equipment has to be out of the truck. You have the right to see the empty weight and then the weight after they load it. You do have that right. Now, it could be, they could lose you at the scales. They might tell you one place and then go to another and say, well, we were there and you missed it or whatever. It didn't show. But you do have that right, so keep that in mind. Because they love to get you here. Some of the other complaints I see where people were missing items. This is local and long distance. Missing items, jewelry, antiques, art, collectibles, and damages. Those are the big ones. These guys, they cram every bit of space. They're going to cram your stuff in there. And they're going to make every space count. If they get, they don't want to see a space gap that wide. They'll stick something in. They'll stick Legos or something in there. And in fact, that was what one guy complained he lost, was a bunch of Legos. Maybe they used it to fill in there, so I don't know. Price gouging. Some of the prices that I saw, about 3 out of 4 of them were, flat rate, and that's what they paid. But one guy went from Phoenix to Virginia and was quoted $5,670, and he wound up paying $8,600. So when you're getting when you're loading up by weight, that's what you're gonna. It's one of the scams that you could be subject to, and they're going to try to hold your stuff ransom on local moves and long distance. Hey, when they go, they'll get halfway unloaded, then they're going to come and say, well, we're going to settle the bill now before we finish. And when you see it, you're not going to see no $79 for 2 guys. You're going to see more like if they're there 3 or 4 hours, they're going to, you're going to see a $700, $800 bill. And then you're going to have sticker shock. You're going to freak out. You're going to call the cops, and then they're going to tell you, well, if you don't want to pay it, we're going to lock it up, and you're going to have to pay $500 a day storage. That went up too from the last scam video I did. $500 a day is what the long distance was charging them. And but don't get suckered in for that, guys, because they can't do that. You can have a cop will come out there, and they're going to tell them you got to unload their stuff and then settle it in court. So do that. Most of the people that these guys hire now, I get calls from them all the time from my company. Hey, do you got a couple guys you can share? It's like, no, but I'll give you a professional team for a local price. No, well, we just want a couple guys if they're not working, and they don't get them. They're not going to get them from legitimate companies. because if I get a call, I need my men. I don't want them working for $10 an hour. That's all they're gonna pay, and I pay them. You know, I start out my newbies at $12.50, and so they're not going to. They're going to pick up these guys, and they don't know them. They're going to pay them $8, $9, whatever they can pay them. They'll find them at Home Depot, whatever. And that's another one you got to watch. Now, even even companies like Atlas, and if they're subcontracted out, the subcontractors are responsible for it. You can call the headquarters down there at Atlas or Mayflower, and they're going to say, well, this is a subcontracted company. You have to deal with them. Now, it's okay to have subcontracted workers, independent contractors. That's okay. But the independent contractors that oversee the whole rig, they're the ones that are scamming you. Because what they're going to do is, after they get so many complaints, 30 of them online reviews or something, they're going to give up their registry, let it expire, and then they're going to re-register with another person from the Middle East, or somebody they found locally here to scam with you. And then they're going to start all over. They're going to paint their trucks that they had, and then they're going to invent a new name, get a new registry, and for long distance, and then, the screwing begins all over again. So you gotta, if you find a Groupon, just look them up. There's some good movers out there. Some of my colleagues, Camelback, those guys are great, and I found a great long distance mover in California called Meathead Movers. I talked to them. They're good people. I don't know why they would have picked a name like that, but they're good people, and you can trust them. They screened me really good for their unload help. And and their complaint line is a joke. They'll give you an 800 number to call to register your complaint, and you're getting screwed there because you're going to leave messages and never hear from the people again. So I might do another part to this, but right now I hope this is like 12 minutes and 30 seconds long, or a little longer after my intro. So I'm not going to tie you up all day, but those are things you got to watch for. And it's getting so bad. And I think what really irks the crap out of me is that the guy that would work for me says, yeah, this guy, he probably makes $500,000 a year, screwing people like he does. And I just was, and not only that, they give them awards, like the cities and some of the moving organizations. They'll give them awards, and this guy's got plaques all over for screwing the public. So anyway, guys, I better shut up because I'm starting to ramble. But if you have any questions about the moving or real estate industry, give me a call, 602-920-2201, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can. Have a great day, guys.